People have become so stupid that something obvious like this is considered to be wisdom these days. Well, this article says, credit when due, wise words from DC Comics' Jimmy Palmiotti, who just a couple of days ago tweeted on his Twitter account this: do not write a comic book in hopes of it becoming a movie. Write a comic that will make a great comic book. Your audience will appreciate this. Now, to put this in a context, the comic book industry has always been a matter of the United States of America, mainly. And the American comic book has always been a cultural phenomenon in the United States of America, more than in the rest of the world. Yes, the European comics has always been popular, and manga has always been huge in Japan and in the rest of the world lately as well. But the fact remains that people going to comic book stores every week to get their weekly comic book issues or floppies, this has always been an American matter, the matter of the United States of America, Canada, and maybe UK here and there. And this is changing as well as everything else. The comic book, the American comic book, is going to be a niche thing very soon, as well as comic book stores. They're going to be niche stores offering back issues and collected editions and collectibles, memorabilia and merchandise. And there are going to be very, very few comic book stores very soon. Well, this is not that negative because everything changes and nothing lasts forever. But on the other hand, I always say that people who are saying that the comic book medium will die and there will be no more new comic books written and published, this is absolutely not, nonsensical. It's just not going to be as huge as it has always been. And many things have led to this, such as the decline of quality, because writers and artists have not been hired based on merit, but on inclusion and representation. There have been artists and writers who have been acting very badly, in a very mean manner towards customers and driving them away. And the current situation in the world has not helped the comic book industry at all. And one of the reasons is also the fact that many writers haven't really been writing comic books for the sole purpose of writing comic books, of writing good literature. There have been this fashion lately among comic book writers that they have been writing comic books as if they were writing scripts for Netflix or HBO TV shows. It was like pitches for Netflix TV shows. And I feel very sorry for these people because they are very naive. They think that the moment they have a comic book published by one of the big comic book publishers, such as DC Comics or Marvel Comics, they are instantly going to have or get 1,000 offers by Netflix for a TV show, and then they're going to become millionaires and live the rest of their lives as very rich people. Now, come on. I mean, you can't be that naive, seriously. You can't be that idiotic and that stupid. Nothing is easy in this world. And if you think that you are going to achieve great success by doing virtually nothing or by doing very little, you are wrong, my friends. A lot of people expect to get a lot for little these days. And that's not how the world works. That's really not it, especially not in the first world countries driven by economy and by capitalism. So, yeah, this is true, absolutely, 100%. You want to write a comic book? Write a comic book. You want to write a book? Write a book. You want to write a script? Write a freaking script and send it to Netflix or whatever. But do not hide your Netflix pitch behind a comic book that will not end up good. And those comic book writers who have been successful as far as writing scripts and who got their comic books made into TV shows and movies, those are people who have been in the comic book industry for decades, and they have proved themselves to be good writers, good comic book writers, such as Mark Millar or Neil Gaiman. As much as I don't really like Neil Gaiman, because I consider him to be a little bit of a pretentious prick, but I must admit that he is a good writer, and he definitely does deserve what he has. But, he has been in the industry since the end of the 1980s, and it's 2020. He has earned his share. So yeah, that's it. I really don't want to explain the obvious, but it just strikes me a little bit each and every time when something obvious is being praised as wisdom. All right, so what do you think, my friends? Do you share my opinion, or does your opinion differ in any way? Let me know in the comments down below, and do not forget to like this video if you like it, or dislike this video if you don't like it. This helps the algorithm anyway. Or subscribe to this unimportant channel of an unimportant geek talking about unimportant things. If you haven't done so already, excuse the barking. It's the dog. All right, so and hit that bell, because YouTube is doing very bad things to us, the honest YouTubers. They are messing up with the algorithm, and want to suppress our words of wisdom. Yeah, well, that'll be all from me. See you soon, and bye.